Welcome, this is Chatago. The first telescopic observation of Mars was conducted by Galileo Galilei in 1610, and since the 20th century, government agencies such as NASA, ESA, and others, and private companies such as SpaceX have suggested human mission to Mars. But why? Why should they suggest such a mission? Why should they suggest such a mission to a strange planet? Well, this is due to the ability for humans to provide observational research which is reliable and better when compared to unmanned rovers like Curiosity. Also, the economic values of Mars, and also the possibility that the settlement of other planets could decrease the likelihood hypothetical complete end of human species. And since 2017, SpaceX has been planning to land the first humans on Mars by 2024. But wait a minute, don't get too excited, that is if you are. Because there is every possibility that if these plans works, the first settlers of Mars may die. And apart from that, it's going to be a one-way trip. According to popular mechanics, Elon Musk 2 weeks ago, specifically September 2nd, concurred to this fact by stating that there is a good chance settlers in the first Mars mission will die. He added that while that is easy to imagine, he and others are working hard to plan and minimize the risk of death that may result from the hardship or accident. In fact, according to him, the goal is to have people die comfortably on Mars after a long life of work and play that we hope to look at least a little like life on Earth. Let's dive into what Mars look like and what risk it will pose on the life of settlers in the first mission. Well, you see, Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and second smallest planet in the solar system. Mars has a red appearance, therefore it is often referred to as the red planet. Mars has some features similar to Earth, such as its seasons much like Earth's. Its day, which is called Martian day or Sol, is very close in duration to Earth's. Again, Mars surface area is 28.4% of 8. Now, water also exists on Mars, but only in solid forms and not in liquid form, as it is on Earth. In simplicity, it is in ice form. It's obvious this is why humans have built interest in the Mars colonization. But despite this similar threat, there are several conditions that are not favorable to man and will pose a risk of death to the first inhabitants of Mars. These are the conditions. You will have to wear a pressure suit if you must live or exist in Mars, because the atmospheric pressure on Mars is far below the Armstrong limit. The Armstrong limit or Armstrong line is a measure of altitude above which atmospheric pressure is sufficiently low that water boils at the normal temperature of human body. Now, if you were to be exposed to pressure below this limit, it will result in a rapid loss of your consciousness, followed by a series of changes in cardiovascular and neurological function, which may then lead to your death if pressure isn't restored within 60 to 80 seconds. But on Earth, the limit is around 18 to 19 kilometers above sea level, in which atmospheric air pressure drops below 0.0618 atm. Thus, humans will not be able to function or perform normal activities or even stand with normal clothes on Mars, as it is on Earth, except such a person desires to die. Now, the water on Mars is less than there is in Earth's driest desert, which is Atacama Desert. And it doesn't rain in Mars. Plants and animals generally cannot survive the surrounding condition present on the surface of Mars, although there are some extremophiles that survive in hostile condition on Earth, including simulations that approximate Mars. A extremophile is an organism with optimal growth in environmental conditions considered extreme, that is, challenging for a carbon-based life form such as Earth to survive. So you see, plants and animals can't survive the atmospheric condition of Mars, neither can you. The surface gravity of Mars is 38% that of Earth. Although microgravity is known to cause health problems such as muscle loss and mineral losses in bone, it is not known if Martian gravity would have a similar effect. The climate of Mars is colder than Earth, with mean surface temperature between 186 and 268 Kelvin, that is minus 87 and minus 5 degrees Celsius and minus 125 and 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, depending on the season and latitude, the lowest temperature ever recorded on Earth was 184 Kelvin, that is in Antarctica. The soil on Mars contains a relatively high chlorine and associated compounds which are hazardous to all known forms of life. Breathing high level of chlorine will result in fluid build-up in the lungs, a condition known as pulmonary edema. Contact with compressed liquid chlorine may cause frostbite of the skin and eyes. Its atmosphere is toxic. Comparing the gases making up Mars with that of Earth, Mars is made up of 95% of carbon dioxide, 3% of nitrogen, 1.6% of argon, and traces of other gases including oxygen, totally less than 0.4%. While the Earth is made up of 78.09% of nitrogen, 20.95% of oxygen, 0.93% of argon, 0.04% of carbon dioxide, and small amounts of other gases. There are other hazards or problems that the first settlers on Mars might encounter, like interplanetary space flight related problems, radiation, long-term isolation from Earth, or accident due to strange reaction or activities, or alien attack. Kidding. Although different processes and technologies have been developed to assist space exploration and habitation of Mars, but Mars is entirely strange for habitation. No man has set his foot on it, so no one knows what might really happen. It's left for the future journey to tell. Yet, Mars remains entirely a strange planet for habitation. Finally, while Mars remains potentially deadly for the first settlers, clicking the subscribe button and liking this video is not deadly for the first viewer of this channel, so subscribe and like. And if you think the first settlers might or not die, comment below. You might as well state your reason or reasons. Thanks for watching.